Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. HVK all day. Let's get it, man. All right, guys. So in today's video, I want to talk about the benefits of not smoking weed. Happy 420. Yeah, man. So if you guys seen I made a video on why I stopped smoking weed. Go check it out. It's like 30 minutes long. It's basically like my testimony. My whole story behind it. I used to smoke a lot back then, but today's video, I just want to talk about, the benefits of not smoking weed. Okay. So, benefit number one, you save so much money, man. It's unbelievable. You don't really think about it when you're in the habit of doing that. Me back then, I was always spending money on it. That's where all my money actually went to. Even before I had a job, the little money that I had, I would always spend it on weed. Okay. So, I was always just broke. And even when I started getting money, like through a job, it's always like, it's even worse when you actually have a job, because when you don't have a job and you're just trying to figure out a way to get money, me, I would just like sell stuff that I wasn't using anymore just to, pick up. But when you actually get a job, that's when I feel like you will spend more money on weed, because now you have income and now you're just like able to get it, right? So that's one of the things, is you waste a lot of money on it just picking up all the time. And when you think about it, the more you smoke, the higher your tolerance gets. So you're going to have to start buying more just to get like a similar effect. But, if your tolerance is really high, you could smoke a ton and just be buzzed. And a lot of people don't want to take tolerance breaks, so they just keep smoking and smoking, and they have to rely on more expensive things to get them high. Okay, like wax pens, or just, it's just all, it's a high tolerance, man. You have to keep up with it. So that's one of the first things, is you waste a lot of money on it. So the benefit of not smoking is that you save a lot of money. You just, even if it's like a little bit, guys, like, even if you're like, it doesn't matter what type of level like weed smoker you are, you will just, saving money is always good, man. It's always a good feeling to save money and use it on other things. Okay, so that's one of the things, man, is you save a lot of money. The next is more energy. Okay, when you're always smoking, guys, you're always chilling, right? You don't have, like, the weed kind of drains your energy, man. Like, I remember when I used to smoke, I would get energized, but I know it's obviously like, it depends on what type of weed it is, but um it all, like, at the same time, man, it still drains your energy. There's somebody staring at me. But yeah, man, it just drains your energy, guys, and it's like you get so lazy, man. You get so unproductive. This is from my personal experience, man. I don't want anybody to be all offended and stuff, but it's like, man, like, you know what I said, like, get into arguments, but for reals, man, like I smoked for 5 years, and at first it was like the best thing ever. It was like something new, like a new experience. And yeah, you would smoke with like people, or you smoke at different places. But after like the years went by, it just started, man, it was just like a hassle, just always getting the money, always trying to figure out who to get it from, and just wasting money, just wasting time, just being high. Okay, just being high, not really learning anything new. So another benefit of not smoking weed is just like that, man. You just have more time to redirect your energy onto better things, better in your life. Because I remember when I was smoking, I was still trying to like work out. I was still kind of into fitness, but it would never balance itself out. I would try, but the weed always took over. I would smoke, or I would work out, and then I would smoke afterwards. And then, like, over time, the weed, because you could, like, the next day, you just have that weed hangover. You just feel like groggy. You have, you feel sluggish, kind of. So you don't really want to put in as much effort when you're always drained, always just like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you won't reach the type of level of, in your fitness, your fitness goals if you're always like getting high, man, in my personal experience. So that's another thing, man. Another benefit is more mental clarity. Okay, you have more mental clarity in a lot of things, man. Your thinking just becomes more sharper. You don't have the brain fog. Because when you smoke weed, man, it causes like short-term memory loss. Like sometimes you just be like high as shit, man. You just be forgetting things. You're very forgetful, and long term, man. Who knows? Like, you just. I feel like I don't know, man. It's weird, bro. It's just like you can't. Your focus isn't like all there. You're not as sharp. You're not as quick. And like I know, like when you're high, you feel like everything's like alert and you feel like very like aware. But at the end, man, when the high is gone, you just feel like you have brain fog. And it's from that weed hangover. And especially nowadays, guys, like where the weed is just like it's like over enhanced, man. Like they make it so potent to where it just like makes you dumb, bro. Like honestly, like it gets you stupid high. And it's like that's why a lot of people have like anxiety, man, because they're smoking because they're anxious or depressed, but not realizing that smoking is what's making them depressed and anxious, man. It's that negative high feeling. They're high, but it's affecting them subconsciously in a negative type of way because you're constantly rewiring your mind through the neuroplasticity, where you're just constantly, your brain is like changing. So if you're always in that high state, when you're sober, you're not even going to feel like yourself. Okay, that's another thing, man, that I noticed is like, when I used to smoke, I used to feel like I wasn't myself when I wasn't smoking, which is weird. We were born into this world sober, right? You should feel like yourself, but that's what it does, man. Like over time, when you're always smoking, that high state, you feel like that is you. Okay, it's kind of like you attach the weed. You become like it's like an identity in a way. The weed high becomes like an identity. And so when you're sober, you're just like, oh, this isn't me. But it's from constantly like changing your brain. It's constantly getting high all the time. And like I said, man, like your brain is already like a computer, man. If you're always like stimulating it, always dopamine, 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 when you're not high, you just feel like out of place, man. But it's crazy, bro. And especially like I said, the type of weed that people be smoking nowadays, like you never really know like how enhanced it is, like what it's actually doing to you. Because back then, the weed was more natural, it was more organic. It didn't get you all like crazy like that. But like a lot of the weed nowadays, it just gets you anxious. It just gets you like, I don't know, man. And like that's why one of the reasons why I had to stop is because it wasn't hitting me the same anymore, guys. And it's just like you have to be honest with yourself. Don't be like, oh, it's natural, it's a plant. Yeah, it's a plant, but that doesn't mean that it's not a drug. Like, it's still altering your mind. It's still affecting you, your mood. And sometimes even weed can affect you in a negative type of way, right? If you have things in your subconscious and you smoke weed and you get like these racing thoughts of like negativity, man, that's affecting you in a negative way. So that's another benefit of not smoking, is just having more peace of mind, having more mental clarity, feeling more grounded in yourself, right? Not feeling like you're a freaking alien, like you're all loopy and stuff. And yeah, man, that's another benefit that you will receive. And yeah, another one is that, well, I forgot to mention earlier that the money part, you don't only waste money from weed, you also waste it on food. Okay, since like if you're always if you're always smoking, you want to just munch out on anything that you could get your hands on. So you'll be wasting more money on food because you're always eating it because your ass is always high. you know but yeah, man, that's just some of the benefits that I have noticed ever since I stopped. I have more energy, more mental clarity. I just feel overall way better. And like I mentioned before, guys, when you go on SR, you start retaining, you naturally feel high. You feel high on life. This is the natural high that everybody should feel. Okay, not like I said, man, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just my testimony. But I'm telling you guys, like, I feel high just from retaining and just being like sober and just like being healthy. You just naturally feel like high vibrational. Because when you're smoking weed, you could feel like spiritual or like high vibrational. But when it's all over, it just kind of leaves you like dull, it kind of dulls you down, and it just wears and tears you over time. Um, So it's all about being honest with yourself. I feel way happier just being sober, not smoking weed, none of that. And it's weird because like when I see people like smoking weed, I'm not even like tempted or anything like that. And like even the smell, I'm just like, back then when you're a stoner, you smell weed, you're just like, damn, I want to hit it, I want to get high. But now it's just like what's whatever. It doesn't mean anything to me. Uh, yeah, man. It's like when you're in high school, when you don't have anything to do, I feel like a lot of people just smoke, but when you get out of high school, or when you basically start taking your life more serious, weed is one of those tricky things that you have to kind of overcome, right? Because people can say like, "Man, weed ain't addicting. I just been smoking it every day for the past 10 years and spent 80% of my money on it cuz it calms me." It's just like you kind of normalized it for yourself, right? And everybody's at different stages in their life. I was once a stoner. I would be like stoner for life, in high school, and I would have my little stoner friends. But everything changes, man. When you get older, like weed stops hitting the same, and especially like if you start bettering your life, man. If you start taking your life more serious, you start hitting the gym. Weed is one of those things that just kind of hold you back in life. Okay, that's another benefit. Is you feel like you're not relying on an external thing to make you feel happy, right? You have yourself, and it's a great feeling to have, man. Because I remember back then I couldn't go anywhere without smoking. You know, I'd have to always smoke. I would have to be high, but now I enjoy things on a natural state. But at the same time, I feel like I'm high, like on life. I just feel high vibrational due to healthy like lifestyle, semen retention, all those things, man. You just feel very high vibrational without even having weed or anything like that, man. It's crazy. You just feel very good and in your energy. So that's all I wanted to talk about, man. Just some benefits that I have received ever since I stopped. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys still smoke, if you're struggling with it, or if you want to quit, or if it's not affecting you like that, man. Because like I said, in the very beginning, it was like heavenly. It was like the best thing in the world. It was a new thing to experience, but over the years, I just felt like it was just wearing and tearing me down mentally and spiritually, physically too, man. It was just holding me back from a lot of things, man. And I feel happy that I don't have to spend money on it anymore. I don't have to spend money on pipes, bongs, all these things, man. And I don't have to worry about, because I used to hide all my stuff, right? So I don't have to worry about hiding anything. Oh, do I smell like, like that? Like, it's crazy, man. It's a good feeling to have. And, just want to talk about that real quick, guys. So with that being said, have a good day. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.